The 6 phases of ascension to 5D. This is video number 3. And we're going to be talking about the second phase that you will need to go through in order to begin your ascension to 5D. This is a proven 6-step process to achieve the 5D shift on your terms, and it will allow you to permanently transform your 3D self into your higher 5D self. Hi, this is Mahadev the Thunder Wizard, and this is the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel, where I give you practical tools. It's not just talk. We don't just sit here and talk about what might be. I talked about this at length in the last video. A lot of people think spirituality is sitting around thinking about what this might be and what that might be and what 3D is and what 5D might be and all this. And who cares about what might? I'm not interested in that. I only talk about things that I have proven through practice with myself, and I'm here to share that with you as well. So there is a 6-phase ascension process which has been given to me by my higher dimensional selves. I am doing it, I am practicing it on a daily basis, and I am seeing the shift. So today, this is the 3rd video. If you haven't, go back and watch video number 1, video number 2. This is the 3rd video, and today we're going to be talking just about phase 2, which is overcoming 3D false ego survival mechanisms. So number 1 is identifying limiting 3D false ego traps. And then in the second phase, we overcome the false ego survival mechanisms. What does that mean? So in phase 1, you come to realize that your 3D reality is in fact a trap. It is in fact a matrix. You are trapped in it. It is an illusion. It is a 3D virtual reality video game for the soul. And it is designed to be that from birth until death. It is a place where your soul comes in order to experience all kinds of things, including fun and love and adventure. But it also comes here to learn how to overcome blocks in the self, in the soul, to gain power for the soul. But in order for that to work, when you are here, you must forget. You must forget who you really are. And who you really are is you are a higher dimensional being of light. You are, if you were to see your 5th dimensional self in its full glory, in your 3D existence, you would think you were looking at God. That's how powerful you are in higher dimensions. So in phase 1, you realize that you cannot shift out of this 3-dimensional illusion by using 3-dimensional tools. You can't use your mind. People really, when they say the mind, they really mean intellect. You can't think your way out of it. You can't use your 3D reasoning to reason your way out of it. You might even become consciously aware of all of the false programming. You may become aware that you are programmed to devalue yourself. You may realize that you are programmed to feel inferior, to feel afraid, to respond with anger, to respond with manipulation. You may become more and more aware of all of the ways that you sabotage yourself. You have bad relationships. You're incapable of having any prosperity in your life. You're incapable of getting out of the pain and misery. Or maybe you're just frustrated and limited in whatever way it is. But that knowledge, even if you become aware, well, my mom did this to me, my dad did that to me, so that's why I react, that awareness won't change anything. Therapy proves that. Now, I'm a big fan of therapy, but you must combine therapy with some kind of spiritual, energetic practice Otherwise, the therapy just becomes mental masturbation. You become aware of your problems, but you can't do anything to fix it or change it. So in order to shift to 5D, we not only have to make progress, we have to completely change. If you want to recover from illness, if you want to recover from physical limitations, if you, for instance, I've had chronic tendinitis that kept me from doing all kinds of things. And that was really a result of my thoughts, my reactions, and the conflict that I had within myself about my life. And once I shifted out of that by doing energy work and meditation and focusing, taking action towards what I truly wanted, my body changed. My body shifted. You can shift your DNA. You have the ability to completely, totally transform yourself into a 5D being, but you can't do it until you actually become a different person. What makes you the person you are now is the unconscious programming that determines how you think. It determines how you emotionally react, and it determines the actions that you take, which keep you in the same place. So your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions determine who you are, not what you think you are. You can actually think that you're something very different, but if you act like a completely different person, your body, your DNA, your energy, your nervous system will react as though you are that person. Just to give you a small example, I learned this as an actor because I was one of those method actors. I tried to become the character, and it works. You can do it. And I remember learning in college, I may have read it in an acting book somewhere, I read that the nervous system cannot tell the difference between an imagined reality and a real situation. In other words, you will have the exact same emotions if you imagine going through a certain experience. Your body and your nervous system will react as though it's actually happening to you. This is why people who are worrywarts, they worry about everything. They can't trust the future. They're constantly worrying. Their body is constantly giving them problems. They're constantly sick and in pain. This is what chronic pain is. People continuing to indulge in imagining in all of these horrible scenarios, and their nervous system, their endocrine system, their brain, all of the the chemicals that are released, they all respond as though you are in a life and death trauma situation, and you end up sick. Sometimes cancer, heart disease, all kinds of other things. So that's phase one. You realize you can't use 3D tools to change you, but you must change. You become aware that you must completely change yourself, and you become aware that you do not have the tools to do that. That's phase one. Phase two, having come to that realization that you are powerless within your 3D experience to change your 3D experience, you then understand and accept the reality that some higher aspect of yourself must get involved. And so you learn to entrust yourself to your higher self. This is really what religion is trying to do. When you have this God that's outside of you, the three big religions, that worship the Creator out there, that can work for certain people under certain conditions. It can help them shift and change. But what's really happening is that they are just allowing themselves, whatever the deity's name is, Jehovah, Jesus, whatever it is, they are allowing the name of that deity to give them the ability to trust in that higher force, which is really themselves. So if you're comfortable using some kind of a deity, go right ahead, because that deity is just a mask for you. If you were to unmask that deity, you would see your higher self. If you're not ready for that, that's okay. But the principle is still the same. You come to realize in phase 1 that you can't do it. You have to do it if you want to shift, but you can't with the tools that you have. And in phase 2, you accept the reality that you must entrust every aspect of you into something you may not have access to, or you might not have a connection to, or feel a connection to, which is your 5D infinite divine aspect of yourself, or Shiva, or Rama, or Odin, or Thor, or Zeus. You can give whatever name you want to it, but you must entrust your entire being, your physical body, your mind, your intellect, your unconscious, your past, which you think determines you, all of the ways that you respond emotionally, mentally, psychologically, that you cannot change, all of those things you entrust to your higher self. And this is done through meditation. So that's what we teach up here in the Warrior 90-Day Challenge. Go to thunderwizard.com, click around until you get to Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Subscribe. Go to the video, press play. There's a morning practice, afternoon and an evening practice. Just simply press play and do the energy, just do the movements I'm doing. Just follow. All you have to do is just follow the instructions. It's very easy and clear cut. And in that meditation, your focus can be higher self. I am trapped in the illusion. I'm trapped in the matrix. I don't have the tools to change myself. I realize I have to completely change everything about myself on every level in order to shift into 5D. I can't do it. I am entrusting you, my higher self, to guide me and to empower me to do that. That's phase 2. And take a little time to meditate on that. I have, as I've said here, I have a 6-month Ascension Apprenticeship program. I only have 10 slots available. And in this 6-month intensive apprenticeship program, what we're going to do is we're going to meet 6 times for 6 intensive private sessions. And in each one of those sessions, I am going to help you go through each one of these phases. It's one thing to hear me talk about it, it's another thing to do it. I will teach you exactly what you need to do. I will give you specific exercises and practices and tools. And you know, the thing is, I will, because I go through it, and I've gone through what you're going through, I know what questions to ask you. So I know what questions to ask you to get to the root of your programming so that you can become aware of that, and then I tell you exactly what you can do to shift that. Again, as I said in 6 phases video number 2, I never teach anything that I myself have not experienced. I'm not here talking about theory. I'm not. I guarantee you, if you follow my suggestions to the letter and you do the exercises and the suggestions that I give you on a daily basis, and you keep doing it, I guarantee you, you will shift. I guarantee it. And I don't, I can't guarantee that it'll be fun. Sometimes it's going to be challenging. But that's what I'm here to help you with. I've been through it. I can coach you through it. So if you want to be a part of that, you go again to thunderwizard.com and click around until you see the, what is it called? The 6-month Ascension Apprenticeship Program. And subscribe there. And, at the end of that 6 months, you can unsubscribe. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. I can't force you to stay subscribed. Same thing with the Warrior 90-Day Challenge. You have nothing to lose for the price of a video game. For the price of a video game, which would you rather have? A video game that won't do anything but keep you more trapped in 3D? I mean, they're fun, don't get me wrong. I got nothing against them. Play video games if you want. I got nothing against it. But if you had to choose, because most of you will come to me with that, I can't afford it. I don't know how it is you can't afford that. I mean, unless you're 10 years old and you live with your parents. But some people apparently can't. But if you had to choose, complete transformation, video game, complete transformation, bag of weed, complete transformation, porn, whatever it is. What have you got to lose? Give it a try. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. You got absolutely nothing to lose. I guarantee you, if you do the work, things will change for you. I guarantee you. So that is the 6 phases of Ascension to 5D, and this is video number 3, and I've talked to you about the second phase, which is once you've done phase 1 and understood consciously and completely, totally acknowledged on the deepest level that you do not have the tools to shift your 3D reality with your 3D brain and your 3D background, then you get to phase 2, which is then you start to consciously entrust everything you have to your 5D higher self, even if you don't know who that is. I guarantee you your 5D higher self listens to you and will rush in there to help you. And then we start doing the work when we get to phases 3 through 6. And that's when things get really interesting. So we'll talk about that next time. Thank you so much. Again, audiobooks.thunderwizard.com, all of my books, including Interdimensional Revolution, which is happening right now. We are in an interdimensional revolution. Extraterrestrials are coming to Earth. The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life. Odin Says Jesus Was a Coward. All those books are available in audiobooks. Audiobooks.thunderwizard.com. Unless you are in another country, you go to audiobooks.thunderwizard.com and then click the link for the U.S. site, and then you will have access to my my books, my audiobooks. Interdimensional Meditation course, you'll have access to that. Here's what happens when you subscribe. If you subscribe to the 6-month apprenticeship course, you get access to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong and all of the Mao Shan meditations, mudras, energy practices, most powerful energy practice, the triune energy practice of Qi, Kundalini, and the heart mind, the lightning power that destroys evil. I'm the only person in the world, in the history of the world, that's put this together. You can get that at thunderwizard.com. You'll get that if you subscribe to the apprenticeship program, the 6-month apprenticeship program. You'll get that, as well as you will get the Manifestation Mastery course. You will get the Interdimensional Meditation course, where there is guided meditations that will help you to connect to your higher 5D self, among other light beings. You'll have access to the Mastery of Shamanism, which will, you won't find a more comprehensive course on shamanism anywhere. You get all of that. If you subscribe at the 90-day challenge, you get all of that for the price of a video game. If you subscribe to the 6-month apprenticeship course, you will get all of that and the apprenticeship course as well. So that's it. If you have questions about any of this, you can leave a question in the YouTube comment section. If I like your question, I will make a video about it. That's it for me, guys. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you all very soon. Take care.